Nicola Sturgeon has agreed to work with Scottish Labour on a campaign of resistance to Boris Johnson as she seeks cross-party support on Scotland's right to choose. The First Minister appealed for coming together of parties at Holyrood to recognise there should be a second independence referendum in the wake of the SNP's election win. She said she would publish a detailed democratic case for the transfer of power to Holyrood later in the week. She also hinted Mr Johnson's accelerated EU Withdrawal Agreement Bill would be the next constitutional flashpoint between Holyrood and Westminster. She said if Westminster passed it without Holyrood's consent it would show contempt for devolution and a willingness to tear up constitutional rules in pursuit of Brexit. In her first address to MSPs since her party won 48 of the 59 seats last Thursday, Ms Sturgeon said, "There is a growing, cross-party recognition that election mandates should be honoured, that there has been a material change of circumstances and that the question of independence must be decided by the people and not by politicians. Given the nature of what we are facing in terms of UK governance, this is now a matter of some urgency, which is why this government wants people to have a choice next year." The First Minister said there was a similar coming together in Scotland a generation ago. She said, back in the early 1990s, when Scotland was also facing the prospect of a fourth Tory government with no mandate here, there was a coming together of political parties, communities and Civic Scotland. That resulted in the establishment of this parliament. It has achieved much. But a new, Brexit-focused Tory government presents risks that few would have predicted at the dawn of devolution. So I hope in the coming days and weeks we will see a similar coming together around the idea of Scotland's right to choose a better future. She said there was also a need to overcome the immediate challenges of Brexit. She said, to that end, just as we did in the immediate aftermath of the Brexit vote in 2016, the Scottish Government will in January convene a number of round-table meetings, bringing together key groups that represent different aspects of Scottish life. This will include civic society, trade unions and the business community, religious and minority groups and our partners in local government. The Scottish Government said in October that it could not recommend Holyrood consents to the withdrawal bill as it would result in a Brexit that did significant damage to Scotland. Although Westminster could pass and impose the legislation without Holyrood's consent, it would cause a political storm as it would be a breach of the Sewell Convention that Westminster does not normally legislate in devolved areas without Hull. For more on this story, visit the news article link.